Before we get started with this video, I want to take the time to say thank you to everybody that supports the channel, or any of my channels, regardless of platform, regardless of method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. Big shout out to you guys. Love you so much. And if you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Show some love. Join the Gun Squad today. Support the channel. Do yourself a favor while you're down there. Check out all my other channels. I got plenty of them down there, from true crime channels to politics to live stream channels to gaming channels, wrestling channels, travel channels, amusement park channels. I got them all. Make sure you guys go check them out. Thank you. Let's get back to the story.
But anyways, guys, I want to show you something. I don't know how accurate this is. I genuinely don't. Because I'm not a Gray Hughes Investigates guy. I never have been. I've watched him a couple of times. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Gray Hughes has one of those personalities that you either love or you want. He's kind of like myself, to be honest. He seems like the grumpy old man. He's one of them people that talk real jazzy that you kind of just like, I kind of want to punch him in the face. You know what I mean? But you know that you're also grown up and you shouldn't do that. So he's one of those personalities. So I'm not a big fan of his work, but I will say this. When it comes to being accurate, when it comes to giving accurate information, I think Gray Hughes is great at that. I will give him credit for that. So here's what we got on Gray Hughes community tab. Someone directed me to this morning. It says, the sister of Amanda Ninegar. Now, if you don't remember who Amanda Ninegar is, Amanda Ninegar is the chick we did a story on the other day, where she got lost in the Arizona desert, or was it California desert? I don't remember. But it's right there on the, North Nevada. I don't know. But she got lost in the desert. She called 911 saying she was lost, and then she disappeared. Well, if you Google it and you look at the news regarding her, there's still no updates. But apparently, Gray Hughes has talked to the sister of Amanda Ninegar, and he told me that they found Amanda's body very near her last coordinates. That's crazy to me. Should have been found a long time ago. She was naked and partially decomposed. But look how close to the last coordinates she was. What a joke. You see how he talks, whatever. I don't think Gray really understands, maybe he does, that in the desert, unless you're just going to send search teams out into the desert in all directions, the desert is horribly huge. Like anyone that's ever hiked on the Pacific Crest Trail through the 700 miles of desert that you got to hike through from San Diego, going upward through California, blah, blah, blah. Anyone that's ever hiked in the desert will tell you, coyotes, it's a good point as well. They probably ripped the clothes off. They probably ripped, dragged her, whatever the case may be. But anyone that's ever hiked in that desert, or in any desert, or in any, they know. That's why they tell you to take so much water, because A, the trail markers are bad. B, it's easy to lose direction when you're out there, and then C, just the overall wildlife, coyotes, all that stuff. You know what I mean? There's so much shit out there. Like, it's not this assumption that police are supposed to immediately be able to find a body, that police are supposed to be able to, this is an expectation that I think the community has, that police are supposed to immediately be able to find someone that's missing or dead, particularly in the goddamn desert. I think is a ridiculous expectation. You got to understand, the police are just like you and me. You understand? They're not anything any more special or any more, any more expertise. There's nothing like that. In fact, in some cities and states, you can't have above a certain IQ to be a cop. You got to have a lower IQ than your average person, and there's a reason for that. It's because lower IQ people take orders better. That's why they want lower IQ people in the military, on the police force. They typically want you to be able to take orders. Higher IQ people tend to be more of a leader type individual. The desert is hot, dry, and there's a lot of it. Exactly, Jackie. 100%. That's exactly right. Birds of prey out there are nasty too. Yeah. What's up, Ruby? So when you look at this, it's not far. It's not far, the location. All right, so let's take a look at this. The first call right here, as you can see, let me. The car location is right here, okay? The 911 call. So clearly she started walking over these mountains. Remember, these are fucking mountains. The 911 call was there, and then her body coordinates apparently are right here. As you can see by looking at the mountains, these are valleys down here. This belief that, in this giant wilderness of mountains, rugged terrain, desert, valleys, this is where I think Gray Hughes and I think the internet in general, I think they just expect too much. I hope that's not her, but if her sister said it was her, even though the news hasn't caught on yet, chances are it's her, right? We question things too, JB. The lower IQ don't ask questions, 100%. No, that's exactly why they want it that way. That's exactly why they want it. They want people to take orders. But I do just want to say this, is that in general, I think people are a little hard on law enforcement. They can only do so much. They're not fucking supermen. And this expectation that their job is just going to be done perfectly. All I will ask you is, do you do your job perfectly? Any of you. I know I'm great at my job, and I'll fuck up at my job all the time. And there's plenty of times I sit here and fuck up. You know what I mean? And so I don't know, man. Just this expectation that they're just supposed to immediately be able to detect some body missing in the desert. And I still think they did it pretty quickly. A couple of weeks. Yes, it's going to be deteriorated. Now, I guess my question would be, where do you think the clothes went? Now, I'm going to ask this because we're going to eventually go into the Riley strain update. And I think that in the desert situation with Amanda, I think obviously we have a situation where wildlife probably stripped off her clothes. Or with it being so hot in the desert, now granted it's cold at night, is it possible that Amanda stripped herself because she was dehydrated and maybe thirsty? Because when you start to die in the desert, or when you're going through what she was probably going through in that desert, you begin to hallucinate as well. So not only is she dehydrating, she's in the desert. I think it's very possible. And I'll give you an example to this. Anyone that knows anything about Mount Everest, right? The people, once they reach the death zone in Mount Everest, and this is above like 28,000 feet, some shit like that, 25,000 feet. Anyways, it begins to cause them to go delusional. So even though they're in the death zone, freezing, plus over 25,000 feet, these people begin to strip off their clothes. Once you are in that situation where you're delusional, you're hallucinating, your mind's gone, one of the common things, whether we're talking about Mount Everest, whether we're talking about people that's been stranded at sea, on a boat, whether we're talking about they get hot, but also they get delusional. And one of those things, once you're delusional or hallucinating, you guys ever been high on anything? Now me, I don't do I've never done your typical hard drugs like a lot of you guys have, but I've tripped on acid before, or ate mushrooms before. And I don't know about you, but there's times I've been hallucinating and been like, oh, shit, get this shit off of me. You know what I mean? And so, in my opinion, And there's plenty of times when I've been hiking, when I've been through hiking, I've been in the middle of the summer in the Appalachians, which isn't even as hot as the desert. And I've always got to, I believe that it's easier to get warm than it is to get cool. Because anyone that's ever hiked in the summer, in the mountains, and you get into that sticky tent, it's humid, you can't breathe right, you strip down to everything, and then you don't have anything else to strip down to. I think it's very possible this girl, Amanda, I think it's very possible she got out there, she got to, dehydrating and started hallucinating, and I think she stripped her shit off. I do the claws for a trail, but yeah, brain plays tricks in the extremes, exactly. So if this reporting from Gray Hughes is accurate, then Amanda has been found. But however, I want to tell you, the news itself is not reporting any of this. There is no news stories whatsoever that Amanda Ninegar has been found dead. However, for some reason, even though the real news doesn't have this story, Gray Hughes somehow has this story. Look, it is possible that somehow a YouTuber has this story before the news does. So I don't mean to cast any aspersions on Gray Hughes, but I'll believe it when I see the news story. Currently, it's just one YouTuber that's in true crime saying they talked to the sister. It's not a conversation we could hear. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So he claims she's been found, though. And maybe he's right. What's up, Stacey? How you doing, beautiful? Maybe he's right. So, unfortunately, it looks like the Amanda Ninegar story is going to turn into complete shit. So, all right, we're going to go in. What's going on, my gangster cat? Good to see you, brother. My gangster cat. That's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Stacey. Hope you guys are doing good. So, no, I hope the Amanda story is not true, but chances are it is true. It is. And here's what's fucked up. She was only 20 miles from town. 20 miles you can walk in one day. However, and here's my issue with this. And this is why, I think a lot of you guys need to learn wilderness training, right? You're 20 miles from town. That's a one-day hike, especially out west. It's a one-day hike. You got a phone with a GPS. So my concern with her is was she on drugs or something when this happened? Like, you're sitting here, your car's stalled, you have a phone with GPS on it. Like, why wouldn't you put the coordinates? Why wouldn't you put the coordinates to get back to town and just start footing it? This chick probably died because she had absolutely no wilderness training. What's going on, Ray? He said, I'm from North Central Florida. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm in Orlando my damn self. Demon Dog says dehydration is the only reason to wander off the road other than maybe a concussion. Great, I hear you there. No, and I agree. So I think that, it's a sad story, but I think that, mistakes like this can not be made. The problem is humans are too reliant on other humans. Humans are too reliant on other humans. Like, if I was in that exact same situation, I wouldn't call 911. I would put the coordinates to the closest town in my phone. I would save my battery and I would use that to hike into town. I don't understand why any of you wouldn't do that. Like, I don't understand, unless you're physically, welcome to Florida, JB. I've lived here a few times before, Ray. I've lived here a few times before. But I appreciate it. I love Florida. I always have. Florida and Georgia, I bounce back and forth from. And then occasionally I'll go out to Vegas for 6 months or a year. which is actually probably going to happen relatively soon. So, well, not anytime in the next year or two, but you get the point. But anyways, no, I don't understand why people get stuck in these situations, man. You know, just simple survival concepts you can self-teach yourself. I don't understand why everybody this is why I say if the electrical grid went down and people lost their internet and shit, they would be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because most people here, what's going on? It's me, Michelle. How you doing, beautiful? Hope you're doing well. Most people don't know how to survive in that situation. So this chick got caught out there in that desert, and I just don't think it ended up good for her. So sad story for sure.
Yo, thanks for watching this clip from Coffee and Crime. Hope you guys enjoyed it. With all that being said, if you guys like what you see here and you find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Support the channel. Join the Gun Squad today. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the video. I'll see you in the next clip. Peace out.